now that we've done this, you did this lab, well, kind of these simulations about building atoms. Now I'm going to test you in a way by asking questions. I'm going to go through 3 of each one of these. And so I'll go do 3 examples of each of these, and then, well, the third one's kind of like a mystery of all of those, or a random assortment of them. So let's just try the first one. I will be asking you questions about these in this Edpuzzle. So let me click that. I'll do 3 of these. So find this element. So given this information, find this element. Okay, so let's go over this. I see 2 red ones, so I know there's 2 protons. Well, even if I don't know if the red ones are protons, which they are, I think, in this example, and the 2 white ones are neutrons. Well, either way is 2 and 2, so I know there's going to be 2 elements, 2 protons, and also notice there's 2 electrons. So 2 protons, 2 electrons. This thing is overall neutral. Okay, great. So let's go to the next one. I have 10 protons, 10 neutrons, 10 electrons. That's my given. So what element is this? Well, it's going to be the 10th one. This is the first, second, third, fourth. I'm just going across. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10th element is neon. So just counting straight across, that's the 10th element. The number of protons equals the number of electrons, so positive equals negative, so this thing is neutral overall. Okay, let's do 1 more of these. And this time, again, 10 protons, 11 neutrons, and 10 electrons. Oh, so the difference this time is there's 11 neutrons. So what's the answer for this thing? Okay, so if you count again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, neon is the 10th one. If you count across, there's 10 of them. So 1, 2, lithium 3, 4, beryllium, 5 is boron, carbon 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's neon. Now I have 10 protons, 10 electrons, 10 positive, 10 negative. It's still neutral. Although we change the number of neutrons, that the neutrons aren't charged, so that wouldn't change the answer. Okay, great. So we're done with this. Now let's do 3 of these. Okay, so the question is, what is the total charge of this thing? Okay, so that's the question. Total charge. I have 1 proton. The red one's a proton. Either way, if you didn't know, you thought the white one's a proton. There's just 1 positive, and there's 2 negatives. 2 negatives, 1 positive. Overall, the charge should be -1. Okay, let's do the next one. If I have 8 protons, 8 neutrons, 10 electrons, what is the answer for this one? What's the total charge? Okay, so 8, 10, the overall charge should be -2 because there's 2 more electrons negative than positive. Next question, what is the mass number? So what's the answer for this one? The mass number is the number of protons plus neutrons. 1 proton, 1 neutron, 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, we did that. Now let's do examples with this one. We'll do 3 of these. So we're just, question is, what is this bottom number? That's the question. What does that bottom number represent? It's the atomic number, number of protons. I see 2 protons. Oh, and notice as I change it, element number 1 is hydrogen on the periodic table, element number 2 is helium on the periodic table, so we would change that. Or it automatically is changed for you. That's correct. Next one, I'm trying to find what is the top number given this information. What is the top number given that information? So top number is the mass number, protons plus neutrons. 15 plus 16 is 31. So let me hold that down. 31. Okay. And 1 more of these. What is the upper right number given this picture here? So that's the question, is what is upper right number given this diagram here? So that's the charge. The charge is, I have 1 positive and 2 negatives. 1 positive and 2 negatives gives me overall charge of -1. Okay. Now let's do 3 of these kind of mystery or random ones. Okay, so I'm trying to build this thing. So, red ones protons, these white ones are neutrons, and these are electrons. So, how many protons should I have? Okay, so I should have 2. Let's put 2. How do I know that? Because that bottom number is 2. Okay, how many neutrons should I have? So how many neutrons should I have? Mass number is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. I should have 2 neutrons. For a total of 4 things total in the center. Last question. How many electrons should I have? So how many electrons should I have here? There's no charge here. Since I have 2 protons, and there's no charge overall, I'll need to have 2 electrons total for no charge. Okay, 2 more of these. Ooh. Okay, what is this? Bottom number. Bottom number, number of protons. I see one thing there, 1. What is the top number? What is the top number? Okay, it's the mass number, number of protons plus neutrons. There aren't any neutrons, but there's 1 proton, so mass number is also 1. What is the upper right number? What is the upper right number? Okay, so the number of protons, 1, number of electrons, 1, positive 1, negative 1 is overall charge is 0. Okay, 1 more of these. Okay, it's quite a bit of questions. Okay, so I'm changing 3 numbers here, bottom number, top number, then the right number. Bottom number, what is the bottom number? Okay, the bottom number is number of protons are 16. So element number 16, which is sulfur. Now, what is the top number? The top number. The top number is the mass number, number of protons plus neutrons. So what is 16 plus 19? 16 plus 19, what is that? I think that's 35, if I can add right. Yeah, so 35. Now, what is the upper right number? What is the upper right number? The upper right number is the charge overall, and that's going to be 18 negatives, 16 positive. The overall charge should be -1. Okay, yay, so we did the first part of this lab or activity for now. Yay.